Hi guys, it's Dale with the insurance. Today we're going to talk about a piece of coverage that's very important for small businesses and can be quite expensive. The title of this article is 8 Ways Small Businesses Can Save on Workers' Comp, right? So the first is obtaining a group rating, right? So it's fairly intuitive. If you're a small company, let's say you have 2, 3, 4 employees, if you can rate yourself as being included in kind of a trade association or an industry association, obviously, if that association is rated all together because you guys are similar risk, um, it could be a rate for an association of 300 plus employees is going to be better, or members, sorry, is going to be better than a rate you would receive for your 2 or 3 employees. So that's the first one. The second one is obtain annual reviews. It's actually and this is fairly intuitive as well, it's in the carrier's and yours best interest to actually have you proactively ask the carrier to come and review your workplace, right? Come in, take a look at it, let us know what hazards are there, and as you remedy those hazards throughout the year, they can perhaps provide you rate relief. And all carriers and even agents offer that to help you out in terms of workers' comp. The third one is documented safety programs, right? So this simply signals to the carrier and to your workers that safety is important. This obviously bodes well to the carrier. Oftentimes they reward you with rate relief for having kind of a formal safety program in place. The fourth one is return to work program. People don't really think about this as much as they should. So obviously a worker gets hurt. The direct costs are the claims cost, the hospital cost. The indirect cost is hurting you by not having the productivity of that worker, right? So if you have a formal return to work program, even if you can get that worker back on a part-time basis, not only does it cut the time that the actual claim is outstanding, whereby the carriers in incurring costs, which will pass on to you in terms of rate, but you also get a productive worker back at least part-time, so it works for both parties. The fifth is support for a substance-free workplace. This almost goes without being said. Those workers that are intoxicated or under the influence of some drug have accidents occur more often than those that are not. In doing so, if you can have kind of a random drug test or a pre-employment drug test, this cuts down on the probability of that happening. It also shows the carrier and your workers that a substance-free workplace is high on your list of priorities and you pay attention to it. The sixth is proper classification. Sounds mundane, but you want to make sure that you're classified properly, and that all of your workers are not only classified properly, but they also stay within the description of their roles, right? Because let's say you have someone that's classified as a mailroom worker, and they get injured operating a crane. I know this is an extreme, but your rate will suffer because you have a mailroom worker who's operating a crane. Their skill set obviously are vastly different, and rightly so, the carrier will have questions, and after everything's reviewed, trust me, your rate will increase. 7 is, this is sort of a gray area, but educating your workers to tell the difference between minor injuries and kind of reportable incidents, right? So underwriters rate your policy, uh, and, and they use kind of your overall loss ratio, right? So if your workers, if your employees are reporting every bump, bruise, or scrape, it reflects poorly on your operations, right? Your operations can look more hazardous than they really are, which would result in a much higher rate. So being able to differentiate, I know it's a gray area, but being able to differentiate between things that you report and things that you can handle in-house will help you tremendously if you can convey that to your workers. The last and final thing is and this goes with all coverages, is to make sure you compare and shop for workers' comp. It's highly competitive, and even if you have a couple losses on your record, don't feel discouraged. Just do a few, if not all, of these things, and you'll get your rate down. Hopefully that's helpful. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.